Hi everybody, it's New Year's Eve and I'm your Fit Muse. I wanted to throw together a really quick no frills video just in time for New Year's resolutions to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of my commitment to my own health and fitness. So I had always worked out on and off throughout my life. I sustained injuries and got discouraged and felt like I had no options. I have 3 kids. There were always challenges to getting and staying in shape. And on top of that, my own emotional expectations. I always thought that, I'd get geared up to start something and then find out that, after like a couple of weeks in, that I wasn't going to reach my goal in 3 weeks. It was going to take longer, and I'd get discouraged and would just stop. So about a year ago, I just got the itch. Like I really, I had had my third child. I knew that I was kind of done having kids, and I wanted to have the body that I always dreamed of. Before I had kids, I did not have this body. This is the best shape I've ever been in my life. And as a teenager, I didn't have this body. This is new for me. And it just shows that with hard work and dedication and thinking critically about what you're doing, you can achieve really much more than you ever imagined. So about a year ago, that's when when I was getting geared up to start this round of working out, my husband reminded me, you don't get discouraged. You have these high expectations for yourself, and you got to think of it as like years. Like it takes these athletes and these fitness models and all these people that you're emulating. It takes them like maybe 5 years to get in the kind of shape that you're looking to get into. So that kind of clicked for the first time that this, even though a lot of these programs are like 12-week programs, I wasn't going to look like those before and after pictures after 12 weeks. I was going to have progress, but I had to change my thinking and my thought process from being short term, like being bikini ready for summer, to being a lifestyle, and that in maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years, I'm going to look awesome because I'm going to have stuck with it. And that was the biggest shift. I also changed my there were mistakes that I always made, and I stepped back and said, like, what am I doing? What have I done in the past that hasn't worked? Like, really think critically about what you're doing. So I got, a fitness program, an at-home DVD program that I wanted. It happened to be Brazil Butt Lift. And that's what I started with this round. And I followed a nutrition program that actually went with P90X because the Brazil Butt Lift nutrition program was just not enough food for me. And I really like to eat. And in the past, when I had restrictive diets, it just sabotaged me more. So I knew I had to eat a lot. And I learned about what proportions of food I would need to have. So in that P90X guidebook nutrition plan, which you can actually find it online, it tells you how to figure out what your caloric intake should be and what proportion of your food should be designated for carbohydrate, protein, and fat. So I followed that, and it came out for me that for fat burning that I wanted, I should be eating about 1,800 calories a day. And I also used the tool MyFitnessPal which is an app for the smartphones, so that I could monitor what I was eating and see if what I was eating each day fit into the 40% protein, 40% carbohydrate, and 20% fat that I was striving for. So I used those tools, and I changed from eating 3 times a day to eating 5 times a day. I was always fearful of that because like I said, I like to eat a lot, and I felt like if I had to divide my 3 meals across 5 meals, it would be too small of an amount in each sitting. But that's not what's happened at all. I feel so much more satiated. The fat just like peeled right off once I shifted into that and eating the right things, which were definitely a greater proportion of protein to carbohydrate than I had been eating before, and starting the day with the right distribution of protein, carbohydrate, and fat. So in that first meal that you have sets your metabolism for the rest of the day. So doing those things as well as giving up that late night snack. I always, even when I dieted in the past, I might have a bowl of fruit with a little whipped cream on top, anything that was just ceremoniously saying, oh, it's nighttime, I can finally relax. I knew that if I really wanted to achieve the results that I wanted to, I was going to have to give that up. And it's uncomfortable. And I would recommend that for each of you, you kind of honor that this is an uncomfortable time of the day because we all want to munch at that time of day. And just kind of honor that this is the tough part, and you can have a cup of tea, you can brush your teeth, you can watch a movie, other things that will kind of be ceremoniously relaxing for you instead in place of that snack. So those were the biggest things that I did. I also would absolutely recommend that you have a cheat meal every week, and knowing that you have that can help you get through those tough nights. So I started with Brazil butt lift. My setup is really simple. This is the room. I have my computer over there. There's, just a little space on the carpet, and you don't need a lot of equipment. Whatever program you start with is whatever that program requires is the equipment you need. So you literally just need, for a Brazil butt, you just need some light weights. These are 5 pounds. You could start with 3. And you need a band that the program comes with, but it snapped right away, so I just use this, that I tie it in a knot for around your ankles. And ankle weights. And here's the program. And I did that for 12 weeks. And I did not lose a lot of weight. I lost maybe 3 pounds in those 12 weeks. But I went from like a size 14 to a size 8. Like, my figure just whoosh, really changed into a beautiful feminine figure. And I was discouraged. But that was when I had to revisit all my motivating tools. So one of the biggest motivators for me is looking at other people's before and after pictures. So when I started out, I just looked online for drastic before and after pictures, full body transformations, and followed those people who had those kind of results that I was looking for. So at the same time, that's what I did every time I got discouraged. And I found that those people with those results had maybe like 4-year journeys that they had been on. They didn't start looking the way I wanted to look until years down the road. Now, I gotta tell you, it didn't take me years. I am like so happy to share with you that I started in November, and I was a size 4-6 by March, my husband's surprise birthday party. So it doesn't have to take years, but it's definitely more than 12 weeks. So with that, I have way more to share with you. But find yourself a program. After Brazil butt lift, I did P90X for a little while. I did P90X2, but then I got hurt, and then I got discouraged, and then I hopped on an exercise bike. I use YouTube videos of other people's workouts. So like if I didn't feel like following something really, scripted, I would just look for, or something, if I wanted a change of pace, for a spin video on YouTube and sit my, exercise bike in front of it. I do have an exercise bike. So there are a ton of things you can do. I don't ascribe to any particular brand, logo, or anything. Everything I've used is, the foods I eat are all things you could get at your food store. The drinks I drink are all things that, don't have to cost a lot of money. And I'm happy to share with you everything I've learned and for your feedback, because your feedback inspires me to continue my journey. So with that, I wish you a fantastic new year. I hope 2014 was great, and I know 2015 is going to be even better.